Hello. Just a quickie. You get me on my way to a Pilates class. So, a right royal mess. However, can I say I'm actually pleased at something eBay's done for once? For once. Just for now. The gloriousness that is no fees for business sellers on used clothing. Oh my God. I've been hoping this would happen because of the little car park fight between Vinted and eBay and some of the others. As someone who can't get onto Vinted, thank you Vinted for banning me for no apparent reason. I'm actually very, very delighted because I've got about 2,500 clothing listings. A fair number of them are used. There are some new things, but the vast majority are going to be used. So I'm really hoping that makes a difference to my bottom line because I think, as I've said before, I'm working a lot harder and not necessarily making more money. Now, obviously, as others have said, you absolutely have to press the opt-in and make sure you're opted in because otherwise it won't apply. And that could be very annoying. So do press the little button, do get on there. If you've got used clothing, you might as well, particularly for higher end stuff, because the stuff I'm selling at decent money, which I'm not sure I would necessarily get elsewhere, I would be very happy not to pay the stonking fees that I seem to be at the moment. So here's hoping. I've got a rather large pile of things, thanks to a local charity shop that decided it needed to clear down its stock for £2 a piece. Toast corduroy dress, don't mind if I do. And a few tasty morsels, and they're all piled. You can't see this pile, but it's sizable. So I'm very happy about this news. I'm under no illusion that, things are going to completely change. Some things I'm going to like, some things I'm going to hate. That's how it goes. But this has kind of made me a little happier and a little more hopeful about making some reasonable money in Q4. Who knows? We'll see how it plays out. But I've not been doing too badly anyway. The only thing I can say is, despite having sold quite high-level stuff, I am actually getting returns like nobody's business. Now, there's no reason for this. I've been selling on eBay for nearly 20 years. Hello, Lizzie and Louie. Hello. I've been selling on eBay for a very, very long time, and I have learned when selling clothing, whether it's vintage or modern or whatever, is to put all of the measurements in as much as possible. I still get people disputing the measurements. I just think people don't realise they're perhaps a little more substantial than they were when they were buying clothes the last time round. I don't know, but I'm getting a lot of it. I think I've got 5 open at the moment because I refunded one this morning. And obviously that's going to affect my metrics somewhat, but what can you do? You just deal with them. I've had a lovely shearling jacket that they've managed to lose, and it's not so much that they've lost it, because I've found with Every that actually very few times they really lose something. I found them more reliable than Royal Mail, in all honesty. However, this time it's not so much. First of all, they were saying they had a problem delivering it. I checked the address with the buyer. I looked it up on Google Street things. You could see it. It's obvious there's not a problem. So I knew that was a lie. I even spoke to a human down at Every, and they said, yes, we'll look into it. We'll get back to you in 24 hours, 48 hours. Nope. We're here a week and a half later. My poor buyer is understandably getting upset. And I'm going to try and get in touch with Every again. But, they haven't had problems delivering it. They've either lost it or it's been stolen. And if it's been stolen, then know by who, because obviously everything's tracked. But I can't get any satisfaction as to what's gone on. And what makes this all the more painful is it's a £160 jacket. So you can imagine that flying out of my limited funds on eBay to just have to give the money back is upsetting, but I can't do anything about it. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Jane. Lovely. Yeah, no, I'm just having a little bit of a yippee moment about them finally seeing sense and taking fees off, at least for the next couple of months, for clothing business sellers, because obviously clothing private sellers have had all of the honey, all of the juice lately, and there's been very little for us. Oh, Dawn. Oh, man. A Burberry cape. Wow. Yeah. I think you can understand why things can go a bit AWOL when they're going long distance. I'm very pleased for you that it turned up, because it's always a heart in mouth. I tend to send everything GSP with eBay, just so that once it's arrived at the centre, then I can kind of go, well, at least I haven't got a sweat over getting there. Yes, I have sent a little something to an online friend of mine, a chap called Jason Adams, who some of you may know, on the jewellery side of things, although he collects many things. I sent him a little something, so it may take a while to get there. But it's nice to be able to give something back to somebody who's so incredibly generous with their knowledge, and just delightful. So that's weaning its way over. Sales have been, let's say, pretty good, but the returns rather high. If I didn't have fees on some of those higher end things, I'd be very happy. So obviously the market's going to get slightly flooded with people coming back on and who've maybe taken their stuff off, but we'll take our chance against GSP. It's less of a sweat. It's less sleepless nights, Dawn. So yeah, that was really all I was popping on to say. I've got Pilates in a little while. I've been out to collect a lovely chair from the charity shop for our house. I've got to sell a mid-century modern one, which is too big to make room for it. I've been decluttering a friend's garage, and oh man, it's been one of those mornings. I've barely started. I'm going to need a nana nap in the afternoon. No, I've got photography to do. As I say, I've got a pile upstairs waiting to be photographed that's almost as big as a pile down here waiting to be listed. Obviously everyone's going to be putting stuff out about this. There are terms and conditions. It's important you press the button and opt in, because if you don't, you won't get the benefit. Apparently it applies to the listings you've currently got, as I understand it, and I'm only going on sort of received wisdom. I believe you haven't got to end everything and relist it, that it's automatically going to happen. I'm going to wait and see on any sales I get today, assuming I get some, because 2,500 listings, I should, and see if that plays out, because it will make a difference. Jewellery would be the next nice thing they could do, because to be fair, again, private sellers, no fees, and as business sellers, we pay quite a high premium on selling jewellery, even the really low value stuff. So eBay, if you're listening to my little squeaks of annoyance, please consider some other categories. My friends who do media and homewares and all of these sorts of things would really benefit. So please, eBay, we beg you, listen to your business sellers who are at the core of your business. That's my rant. I'm hoping everyone's well and enjoying the glorious weather that is October. It's kind of all heads down for the busy season. So I hope you're all working very hard. Anyway, we've got Halloween coming up soon, one of my favourite times of year. Yes, Dawn, yes, I'd like to sell more jewellery. I'm currently finding that although I want to go into it more, I don't make the money on it that I do on clothing. Clothing for me is a lot easier because I've been doing it for longer. That said, I've got quite a lot of high-end jewellery stuff that I'm a little bit scared to put on eBay, to be honest. So I've been looking at other platforms and having a think. But that's kind of my pension pot, if you like. So I'm not in a great hurry to sell. But there we go. I'm looking at things thinking, it's so nice I've got to show you. And there's not really. Nothing amazing. So I won't keep any of you any longer. But thank you for joining me, those who are here in the chat, and anyone who's lurking, and also anyone who watches this a bit later. Take care, everybody, and have a damn good Wednesday. It's a Wednesday. Ta-ra!